everybody, Angie here, coming on to do a really fun and exciting video with you guys. I was introduced to a kind of a open collaboration challenge that is happening amongst YouTube crafters. You find yourself a craft partner and you challenge them with a 5-item project. You find a partner, they send you a random 5 items, you send them random 5 items, and each person has to create something using those 5 items. So I really enjoyed that concept, so I reached out to a young lady by the name of Linnae. She is here on YouTube, and her YouTube channel is Fashionably 50-something and Beyond. I will link her down below so you can take a look at her video and see what she created with my 5 items. And here's the items that she has passed along with me. Thank you, Linnae, very much for participating in this challenge with me. I am so looking forward to doing a make with you. And I'm going to go through the prompts and go through the items that she selected and sent me. And we're going to get started, guys. Here's a lovely little note that she attached. I did open my package off of camera, mostly because of the size. I was just so intrigued. I couldn't help myself to see what she sent me. But also the package was a little beat up in mailing, and it was a little ripped and torn. So I thought I'd just go ahead and do that. So anyway, the items she has sent me, and let me tell you, this I think is going to be a challenge. She sent me some artificial flowers, very pretty. I've got some pink and white, a little, not really pink, but more like a violet and purple and yellow. So she sent me that. She sent me some craft paints, assortment of 6 different colors there. She sent me some makeup sponges, eyeshadow palette with some browns and a little pink and purples there, and a pack of parchment paper. Now these are individual pieces, just like that. Okay, and I think there was 25 in this pack. So we're just going to grab a couple of 3 of these in case I mess up on something. We'll have some close at hand, and I'm going to remove the others. Okay, and I have the rest for other projects on down the road. Okay, well, let me tell you, this had me stumped. And it's kind of in a way and still kind of stumped, but that's the whole fun of it. It's a challenge. Try something new, different pieces that maybe you don't normally work with, and so on and so forth. So with this, I got to thinking, and while I'm talking, I'm going to be opening these packages. I got to thinking parchment paper, and I love working with this. I do work with parchment paper on different types of projects, but as far as making something for like my junk journal, I was trying to think of what I could do. Okay, and it got me to thinking that it's kind of like similar to vellum. Okay, we all know or familiar with vellum. We like working with vellum. So along that line, I was thinking, okay, maybe we could do some vellum pockets. Okay, so that's what I thought I would try and attempt today. I'm going to keep this because I like to keep packaging. That will make a good tag. It's awful big. I might make 2 tags or, you know, something like that. So I like to repurpose those pieces. Okay, so I thought I'd try and make a couple, I was thinking like a couple journaling cards maybe, or pockets or something. So let me see. Let's measure this first. Okay, it's 5.5 inches, and that's usually the size of our journal pages, our standard size. So what I'm going to do, actually, let me just start with 1 page and go from there. Okay, so let's cut this down. Let's see. Since our pages are usually 5.5, let's cut this down to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get my finger blade here. Okay, we're just gonna start with one and hopefully it works. And I kind of like that ruffled edge. We're just gonna use that as the top piece. And this is gonna be our pocket going in this way, okay? Now my thought was, when you're working with vellum, normally you work on the opposite side, okay? So if this is gonna be my top, I need to be working on the inside piece. So let's just open this up. And I'm kind of thinking as I'm going, guys, so please be patient with me. Okay, let's see. What I thought was, and I'm gonna try, I don't know how well it's gonna work with these colors, but I'm gonna attempt it. I brought in a stamp, and I had to pick a stamp. I chose a floral stamp because when I flip it over, whether it's upside down or backwards or right side or wrong side, no matter how you flip it, it's gonna be normal, appropriate direction, I guess you would say, if you know what I mean. So if I stamp it here and then I flip it over, it's a rose is a rose, a flower is a flower. It's not going to change. Rather than if I were to use a stamp with text and I stamp it, then when I flip it over, the word is going to be backwards. Do you know what I mean? So I chose that for that reason. And what I thought I would do, and I hope this works, because now you've got to realize, working with parchment paper, it's similar, but it is not vellum, okay? Let's see. I'm hoping that what I use on here will take, because it's got a slippery, waxy surface. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use like half of my stamp, and I'm going to create a border. And I'm going to go all the way around my pocket. And let's just flip this under here. And I'm going to go all the way around. And I'm just using my grid lines on here, and I'm going up about 1 inch. Okay, because I want to leave a little bit of a center in the pocket. And some impressions are coming in a little bit clear. As you can see, this one, I didn't press real good. And let's just fill in that little bottom space just a little bit. Okay, and then we're just going to go around to the other side, do the same thing. Okay, see, now that's pretty all by itself, but we're gonna try to create a little something here. Okay, so that's gonna be the inside. Okay, so let me fold it back on itself again. Okay, and now you can see it. You can see the design, which it's pretty just like that, but we're going to try and add some color to that. Okay, and my thought was use the eyeshadow palette like I would a paint. Oh, why is this? Oh, it's taped. To use this as I would like a chalk paint or anything else. And I'm hoping that it will be dark enough to be seen when I flip it up. And the only really soft color is the soft pink. So I thought what we would do is I'm just going to try to bring in a little color, and I'm just going to do one. And as a matter of fact, we're going to try the makeup brushes. And let's see if that will pick up the color a little bit better. And we're just going to kind of press that in. And it's going to give it a soft, shimmery, colored effect. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Okay. And we're just going to color these flowers in. And I'm not going to give the reveal until I get all of them done. We're going to all be surprised at the same time, guys, okay? But I'm going to hope for the best, and I hope, because on this side it looks like it's taking, okay? But when I flip it over, the actual side that we're going to be able to see, the visual side, we'll see how that works. So how's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's well and in good spirits. I am doing well. It's Friday. I'm hoping for a nice weekend, weather-wise. We're just getting through a little bit of a cold spell here. It's been really, really cold all week. Winds have just been ripping through you. And it seems if I kind of press and do a little twisty motion, it's sticking a little bit better. And it's okay if not every little corner has color. I don't want to press too hard because, again, this is wax paper and I don't want the ink, hopefully I gave it enough time to dry, but I don't want it to smear on me. So that's why I'm just kind of trying to use a little bit of caution and not move too quickly. And after I get the pink in, maybe we can try one of the other colors and hit it with a little highlight of something here and there. Maybe that will work. I think 49 Dragonflies and Louise Heinzel is the very first video that I saw doing this craft challenge. So I will leave their links in the description box below as well. So if you're seeing this challenge for the first time, you can check out what their projects were as well. And I know several are participating in this, so that should get the ball rolling for you so you can see some other projects. It's been really fun. Really, really fun. And I'm so pleased that Linnae agreed to do this challenge with me. I am a new subscriber on her channel, and she does a lot of fun videos. And her link will be in the description box as well. Okay, well guys, we're about there. Time for the truth here. I'm just trying to see. Blow away all the... All right. Here we go. Ta-da! Oh my goodness, that is pretty. Look at that. Very light. Worked out just like I thought. Very, very nice. Now, I wonder if we could bring in, let's see, let's use the other side here. Let's try some of this brown. It's a little deeper, a little bit of a vintage look. Let's see, let me look at this side. And I'm gonna kind of just tap and bring in a little of this color if it shows, just randomly kind of around the flowers. Kind of where the leaves and the branches are, that should be, you know, brown and green anyway. Let's bring just a alternate color in there, in those areas. And I'm trying to keep my fingers off to not smear what color is already on the page. I don't want it lifted up with my fingers. So I'm trying to be cautious on that effect as well. Okay, let's see if that brought in a little bit more color for us. I don't know how well the camera is picking that up. I can see it. It's very faint, very light, but it is there. Can you see that? Nevertheless, it's very pretty, very muted. Okay, I like it. Now, let's, okay, so let's close that pocket up. Where's my glue? Okay, let's close that pocket up. And this is 5-inch, so this is going to be a nice, deep, deep pocket. It's going to take up a whole page on a journal. On a journal page, it's going to use up that whole page. Okay, so let's just push that glue to the outside edges. Go outward with that. And there we go. Okay. And then I think we need a little bit more something to that. So maybe we can bring in, let's bring in one of these. Maybe I can just pull it off. I worked with artificial flowers quite often, and I love working with them, but it does create a bit of bulk on your project. So I'm just cut away the back portion, and I'm just going to work with the leaves itself. Okay, and I thought I would just put that right in the middle. I'm just going to put some glue on the back side. And we're going to put that right down. Okay. And I don't want it down completely flat. I want a little bit of dimension. So if little end here and there curls up, that is totally fine. Just give it a second to catch. Okay, now rather than this little green like stamen piece, I think I'll bring in like a bead of some sort. Let me see what I've got here. I didn't think about that before I started the video. Let's see. What do I have? I had some I had some enamel dots. I don't know what I did with them. I'm trying to think here, guys. Well, I don't know where they are at the moment, but before this video is over, I might find them. But I do have this little flat back pearlesque piece here. We can use that. That's just as pretty. It's got a little shimmer and shine to it, just like the pocket does. Okay, and there's my pocket. Isn't that pretty? And this will go down right on a page. And then when you put your tag in, there you go. You've got yourself a nice little bag, pocket, whatever you want to use it. You can use it sideways and put a journaling card in this way, or you can use it at a top opening. But I think that is very pretty. Can you see that color on there? Very light, but very nice. Okay, let's get started on the next one. Now, we're going to do the same size. I like that size. I'm going to cut myself a 5-inch piece. And just to have something a little different, let's see. Actually, let's do a little bit smaller. Let's go down to, I don't know. Actually, I kind of like that size. Let's just keep it 5-inch. I like it. But to make it a little different on this one, we'll cut the ruffled edge off. And we'll put a thumb pull on this one. Okay. And when I do my thumb pulls, I do like to use my envelope punch board. And if I just put this in, because it's wax paper, it is so fragile and so light, it is not going to cut and give me a nice crisp cut. So I need to bring in a piece of paper. So let me just cut a piece of scrap. And I'm going to fold it in half. Okay, and then I'm going to kind of guess on the middle. This is a 5-inch pocket, so we're going to go to the 2.5-inch mark, and we're going to cut. Before I do that, I'm going to set my wax paper, my parchment paper here, in a little additional paper sleeve to help it cut straight. Okay, so get that right up to the edge and cut. There we go. So now I should have a nice, clean, sharp cut there. And I do. Okay? All right, so that's my opening there. Now on this one, since we used the eyeshadow, this time we're going to use the paints. We're going to do the same concept. I'm going to set that one right there. And I'm going to use the same stamp. And I used, I guess it doesn't matter per se, but we're going to do the same concept. And I'm going to go, let's see. This one I'm just going to go up and down the edges. I'm not going to go all the way around. We'll do the right and the left edge. We'll do like a little banner along the sides. Okay. since we used the artificial flower on that one, we need some type of decorative piece element to the middle of this one. So I thought we would use, let's see, what can we use? What if, let me think about that for a second. Let's start with the other process and we'll come back to that. Okay, now we're going to do the same concept, but instead of the eyeshadow, we're going to use the paints, okay? And I'm hoping, you know, again, we're going to work on the reverse side. If I can get these open. Roses are, oh, there we go. Let's do the pink and the yellow. I think that will look really nice for flowers. And then we'll do the green for the, ooh, we're going to wait on that. Okay, let's do, okay, and I'm going to try my best to stay in the lines, but I'm not going to guarantee anything, guys. And I'm going to try and just be very light with the color. And we are just going to do some painting here. And again, I'm working on this side, but this is going to be the inside. I am going to flip it. Just like we did on the other one. And I'm going to have to keep turning my page because of the lighting. Where I have my hand, it kind of blocks my vision a little bit. Just so I can see a little bit better. I'm going to attempt to stay in the lines, but there's no guarantees. And this doesn't really feel like acrylic. It feels a little bit more thinner than acrylic paint. I don't know exactly what type of paint this is. It says craft paint, but I thought maybe it'd have a feel like acrylic, but it's a little bit lighter, thinner than acrylic paint. I'm gonna have to try and move a little bit faster here so we can get this finished, huh? Okay, we'll do 2 pink. And I'll do a yellow one in between. This is going to be really pretty, I think. It's going to look really, really nice. Okay, and we'll do that one. That one in the middle, we're going to do yellow. So let's come over to this side. We're going to do the same thing. I like a lot of pink, so I'll do these 2 pink on this side, and we'll do the middle one yellow on this side as well. Okay. This one. And when we flip it over and reverse it, you should be able to see all the detail of the black stamp, just like we see on this one, if I'm correct. And I did not bring any water with me, knowing I'm working with paints. I did not grab a small thing of water. Okay, so I'm gonna have to set this one down. And I got another paintbrush up here. And color this one yellow. And I think I want to bring in, I think what would be nice to give it a nice vintage feel on this pocket, bring in some book page. So while this is drying, I will cut out or tear out a piece of book page to slide in the middle of this, and it will have, it will fill up the center portion here. I think that will look nice. And I did put this on kind of thick. I hope it dries. It's a little bit quicker than what it looks like it's doing. Okay, there we go. Very nice. And we have these little ones here. We can hit those with a little bit of color too, the little rose buds. Okay, and I'm just going to use my fingers because I don't have any water to rinse that off. But we're going to open this green, we're going to hit it with a little bit of green real quick, and then we're going to reveal. Let's see where we can hit some green. There's a little leaf right there. There. It is really pretty. I hope it's going to look good. Just hit it here and there with a little bit of green. Okay, do the other side. Finish that up. Okay, I'm gonna wipe that off. Oh, let's bring it just a little bit more right over here. Okay. Good enough. Very pretty. All right, let's let that dry a bit. I'm gonna tear a piece of, got my book here. And let me measure. It was 5 inches by 5 inches. Okay. Easy enough. So I'm gonna tear out a piece of book page. And that's pretty much 5 inches right there on the text. So we'll just tear off the 5 inches this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and it doesn't look like this paint is going to dry. It looks like it's going to take a little while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a paper towel, and I have some right over here. And we're going to try to lift a little bit of that paint up. It's either that or I'm going to have to get out my heat tool and hit it with the heat tool. Okay, and I'm just going to lightly tap and try and pick up a little bit of that paint. It's very water-based. As you can see, it's very thin. And I do think it's going to take a little bit to dry. Okay, we're just going to try and lift a little of that up. And I don't want to smear it, and that's why I kind of want to give it a chance to dry, because once I close the pocket, it's going to smear as well. Okay. So then I want, you know, I don't think I want the text of the book page to take away from the color on the paint. So I'm going to cut this down to about 3 inches. I'm going to tear away an inch for, allow for each side, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to trim this down. Okay. And I'm going to bring in a little ink around the edges of this piece. Okay, bring in a little color to the middle. Okay, and then we can put it down. But I do need to, let's see. All right, we're just gonna hope for the best. I'm gonna bring in a little bit of glue to the bottom piece here to hold the book page down. Let's see there. Alrighty, right there. And then we're going to flip this up, close our pocket. It's not completely dry yet, so I'm just trying to be gentle. And I'm not even going to glue it yet. There we go. Look at that. How pretty. And all I need to do is cut that out again once that, well, I guess we could probably do it now. Let's see. There we go. How pretty is that, guys? Huh? And let's bring in, just see if we can bring in a little bit of vintage photo to the edges here of our pocket. I'm just trying to be gentle because it's not completely dry yet. Okay. And I think I'll wait till it completely dries, and I will put some additional glue and seal the pocket up on the edges. And rather than having the pocket here, I'm going to close this up completely, and this will lay down on your page, on your journal page like so. And you'll have one pocket. See, Okay, I can go ahead and close this up. I'll wait to do the edges until that paint has had more chance to dry more. Very pretty, look at that. And once that dries, I think that's gonna stand out much, much better. And I even like the idea of bringing in another flower because it's got some yellow. Let's do that. Cut off the back. There we go. And let's put this one in the corner, like that. Very pretty. Well, not too bad. I got 2 pockets out of that, and I've got a lot more supplies to make many more. She sent me more than enough. Goodness gracious. Thank you so much, Linnae. I'll tell you, I was really wondering what I was going to do with these pieces, but I think these pockets came out just adorable. And now I need a piece for the center of this flower. Let's see what I've got. I've got another flower there. Oh, look at that. I should have put that one on that one, huh? Wonder if I could take it off. I can. I'm going to switch them out, guys. Put that one there. And that one there. Very pretty. And I could still build on that pocket as well if I wanted to. I could bring another little focal element on there. But I'm just working with the items that she gave me right now, other than the little centerpieces for my flowers. Okay, guys, well, that's about the time that we have. We got 2 pretty pockets made. We used the sponge dabbers for the eyeshadow. And this is the eyeshadow. We used the eyeshadow on this one, and we used the paints on this one, but we used a floral stamp, and we used the wax paper. So we've got all of them hit, all 5 items. 1, 2, 3. The wax paper is 4, and the artificial flowers is 5. So wow, not bad at all, guys. Not bad at all. So I've got 2 very pretty but very different pockets to use in a journal, and I've got much supplies left to use in future endeavors as well. So that's going to be my project for today. Linnae, you got me. I hope you like what I made with what you've sent me. Thank you so much, everybody, for following along. Please go check out Linnae's channel. She is fashionably 50-something and beyond. And until the next video, guys, thank you so very much for watching. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.